Hello everyone, welcome to a DSP video. We'll be watching a match of Injustice 2 and his Injustice 2 review. Now the match that we're watching is a special match in the sense that he's fighting me. I'm Power Girl, Giant Enemy Crap is my name, is my handle on PSN, and I get to fight against DSP. Dope fight, it's pretty good, I enjoyed the fight. I uploaded my wins on my other channel. I just wanted to upload the wins because I knew DSP was going to upload the full match. Might as well have him have the full match there. I just wanted to upload the matches I was just happy with. I wasn't really too happy with the first match. I was just kind of panicking. You'll see in the video, it reflects my shittiness in the first match. So let's get right into it.
I had such a great experience fighting Supergirl last match. I can't wait for this one. I just can't wait. I guess I'll try Lantern again.
Come on, Phil. I'm not that good at the game.
There we go.
Dude, I'm a pro at the game.
The Power Girl outfit with the big boobs.
Oh, that's all he talks about. The boobs. Because apparently that's the only thing about Power Girl that he likes.
Power Girl. Big tig bitties, baby. Get those big, powerful titties out there.
Begin.
See, I was looking. Now the reason why I didn't do anything is I was looking at my combos. Okay, I didn't remember the combos very well, even though she has very simple combos. But I was trying to find like simpler ones, like not simpler ones, but other ones to make. Because there are a lot of versions that are just like square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. But whatever. And I just spammed that a lot. I did feel kind of shit doing that. I wasn't too pleased with how much I was doing it. It became too telegraphed on my end, I feel like. But I just like her laser beams. See, he keeps doing. Okay, that's the other thing I want to say about his Green Lantern. He kept doing that. The lantern grapple, whatever. He kept fucking doing it in this match. Part of me was getting a little pissed off about it because it was like, how many times is he gonna keep fucking doing it? Like, I was also getting pissed that I kept getting hit by it. Like, I should like that's why like in the other two matches I got a little more defensive because I knew he was gonna keep doing that. It's fucking shit. It's not like Zangief's grab that will just grab you even if you're blocking. He always fucking does that when a character has a grapple. He'll always fucking grapple. It's fucking shit.
My move's not coming out. God damn it.
Did it again. Did it again.
What the fuck? Wow.
Wow.
I'm dropping a ton of shit.
Water can't help you.
No move.
No move. Now the delay. Now he complains of delay in this game, in this match. I don't think there was. I didn't notice any. The only time that I kind of noticed delay, but I didn't know if it was the game or if it was just me not timing it right. I'm more leaning to me not timing it right than the game. If it was the game, it's the game, but I don't think it. I didn't feel any other delay with any other move. It was just mostly that one time I timed that super. You'll see when we get there. I'll point it out. Now that when I do that, I keep doing it by accident. I keep thinking I'm playing Superman where he does that dive bomb, but she doesn't have that, so it's
Wow.
fucked up on my part.
Oh my god. I'm so fucking delayed.
Trying to get a jump in.
I didn't throw either. I'm literally getting like 1 out of every 5 moves I
How do you not throw in the game? How do you not do, like, throwing is either X and square, you can do that, or you can just press L1. There's no way you accidentally throw. Come on. Like, I do a lot of accidental, like, environmental stuff, but I know why I do it, because I accidentally, like, move my finger to R1. And this is what I was saying before. I think with DSP is that he kind of mashes, but he also just kind of panics in some areas. Because I've noticed that, like, once I start putting the pressure on him, he starts, like, doing these simple mistakes that I do as well a lot of the times when I play a fighting game. It's very easy to make these mistakes when you're trying to panic and you're trying to get out of a pressure situation. But
She clashed.
We make a good pair.
I like clashing.
Natural talent.
Clashing's fun. You only did 2. What it is. I can't drop the ball. I was really pissed off about this. They got a good like comeback, and then I just dropped it.
Dude,
So.
are you kidding me? I can't get 2 hits. I didn't throw.
How do you not throw? Whatever.
Wow. Everything I'm doing is about, I'd say, about a second delay. So I can't react to anything she does.
I wouldn't say it's a second. I didn't feel much of a delay in this match.
Ugh,
I mean, there could have been, but I just didn't notice it. I have a bad time noticing delays anyway, so can't say.
Green Lantern wins.
I'm seriously just dropping everything. I have all these opportunities where they're open, I could do stuff, and I can't get
The
anything.
only thing with
Just
me is
drop
that
every
I have
time.
bad timing with combos because it's a dial-in combo system in,
Oh
in these
boy,
NetherRealm
gear.
games. Like, you know, in order for to do a combo, you have to do like square, triangle, square beforehand, and it will come out.
Thanks to Dooley for the
I
100-bit
timed
cheer,
that
appreciate
badly.
it.
I either go too fast or too slow. I can never get it right.
Thanks to Jack Spartacus for the 15-bit
So
cheer,
I do like very
appreciate
like things. And it's kind of awkward.
Begin.
You know, I start playing a little bit more like footsies with him. I kind of go back and
No
forward.
move. No, wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite combo of hers. I like mixing that with the ice breath. No, I do also play Black Canary. I just didn't pick her because I wasn't too
Whoa,
confident I'd
triple
win
A.
with her. I wanted to be Supergirl because I wanted a character that has good range and that could punish characters that play it safe
God
or
damn it.
whatever. So that's kind of why I picked Power Girl. That was my choice as to why I picked her. Black Canary I just kind of do if I wanted to like fuck around or something, but you know.
Wow, whiff.
I wanted to play a character that I kind of had a
Whoa.
good grasp on. I had a good grasp on Power Girl, or at least I thought I did.
I don't know what the wall does. What the hell does the wall do? Just stop projectiles? I have no idea.
It's a uppercut as well. Like if I do it entirely does the wall, that gets me, but doesn't know.
Feels good to be green.
Wow! 2 hits and nothing.
Wow. So see, now I'm like kind of getting him. I'm kind of like noticing what he's
Oh
kind
my
of.
god.
See, I'm not trying to get close to him to do that stupid ring nonsense.
No move.
But he doesn't do the other moves. Green Lantern has another like low attack projectile, which is a good move, but he never fucking does it.
Might be it.
And I timed that super. I knew like as soon as I saw him jump, I was like, I'm gonna do the fucking super, and I got him.
Might be it.
It wasn't random on my part. I knew what I was doing.
No, this is wow, tons of fucking damage. Can't even get a simple combo. It sucks ass.
So
Drops every time.
Take a sip.
Power Girl
Chew the
wins.
water.
Not that I'm not pressing the fucking buttons. Just my connection is shit. I don't know.
My
For some
connect.
reason,
I'm pressing
I get
buttons.
good connections in this fucking game. I have no idea
The
why.
connection was fine. It was fine for what it is. I mean, we were across like the fucking country, and I was doing fine. Like I didn't notice a huge delay, in my opinion, but can't say because I don't really notice that. Well, like, a lot of the stuff I've been doing, like it's weird. If there's a delay, then none of my things I've been punching him with should have come
Okay.
out then, or whatever.
Okay, again the move. No move. Again, dude, I'm just dropping everything.
Dropping everything. That happens. Dropping combos is a human thing. I mean, that happens to
Wow,
everyone.
she kicked right through the move like it wasn't there.
Okay, that lantern thing has a timing. You have to time it in order for it to work. He could have gotten me, but I was blocking. So as soon as he did this, as soon as Green Lantern did this, it kind of stopped. it doesn't work anymore. So that's when you know, my kick took the priority. Like, let's look at that again. Let's take a look at that again.
Wow!
So see, I jumped over it. I jumped over that move. So, like, look. See, his hand is like kind of like here. It's not really forming the grab just yet. I'm a little bit over the arc of it. I'm over it a little bit. The hitbox kind of stopped where I am. See, now it triggers, and I am still over it. So I'm out of its range, basically. I'm out of the hit area. So that kick gets the priority because I'm over it and I hit him right in the face.
Wow, she kicked right through the move like it wasn't there. Nice overhead.
He's not getting the timing of it because that move is a timed move. You can't just do it and then get it. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I think he's a terrible Green Lantern player. I don't think he's the worst one, but he's the worst one I have seen in my experience of playing this game. Because he doesn't get the timing of that move. That move has a very specific timing of it. If I'm close, if I'm not blocking, it would get me. If I'm in the air, you have to time the move just right because it goes from the bottom up. That's how the move works because it's a, you know, a grab that goes like this. So it's like a scoop, basically. So if I'm not on the ground, it depends on when you time it aerially and all that kind of shit. There's a whole timing thing and he's not getting it.
I can't do basic shit.
But see, like right there, I'm juggling in the air, and he's able to get me because I'm in the area where it hits, and it's timed just fine because I can't get out of it because I'm staggered in the air.
No, drop my move again.
Get some free chips.
This is awful. I can't do anything at all that I want. It's so bad.
Now this I knew he was gonna do. I was trying to get closer to him, but his projectiles are shit. Look at that. He timed it just right when I was moving. It was either I stay there and he chips me, or I move forward. So he was trying to pressure me into doing something. See, let's take a look at that again. See how it got me instantly because I wasn't blocking. There was distance between us, so when I did a move, I couldn't hit him, so it didn't work. So he got me.
Sucks when moves are not coming out. Just dropping everything. Look at that. Whip say or stuff say. What? It's stuffing my uppercut repeatedly now.
Because I take priority. Because I put the input first, probably. Yeah, get mad.
Didn't do that. Back in N1 ended up being a fucking uppercut
Back in one.
this game. I give up. This sucks. I seriously give up. I can't do basic 3-hit combos.
Okay, so hold on. I just realized, I think...
Repeatedly now.
There! Okay. So I want to show something. So, my plan was here, was as he's falling, for me to do the super and then get him that way.
Ow.
So I was kind of mashing the shoulder buttons to make that super come out. Didn't work out. So that's what I mean. Like, I think it's a I don't know if it's necessarily the delay in the game or just, you know, me missing the timing of when he's falling and when I did it. Because there might be recovery frames I'm not accounting for, like, because, like, she just did a move, and for her to go back to neutral might have taken a little bit longer than I thought it would. That kind of stuff. So that's it. That's that match. I redeemed myself. I lost him 2 times, 2 different games. I got back at him in this game, buddy. All right, let's watch this review.
What's up everyone, Phil here, and welcome to KO Gaming for my review of Injustice 2, the hotly anticipated follow-up to 2013's smash hit from NetherRealm Studios.
I love this
pitted
robot
all
voice.
of the DC Universe's heroes and villains against each other in one-on-one combat, very similar to that of Mortal Kombat. This time around, there's a whole new slew of villains and heroes added to the cast, as well as some returning favorites from the original installment. There's new gameplay mechanics, there's a whole new equipment system, new game modes, guilds, and a plethora of content to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into the review.
Darkseid right
Injustice 2 sports a cast of 28 controllable characters at the get-go, with a 29th character, the super boss Darkseid, who is either available if you pre-ordered the game for free or as a $6 additional DLC purchase. Now, the cast of Injustice 2 is pretty varied. There's characters whose entire game is based solely around trying to zone you, such as Dr. Fate.
Oh my god! He put that in the review! A fucking Dr. Fate teabagging me. Put that in the review. Oh my god.
And his magic abilities to try to play keep away, while there's new grappler style characters such as Swamp Thing, who uses his vines to grab you from long distance and slam you for maximum damage. There's also up close and personal characters such as the Flash or Cheetah, who use their versatility and speed to deal massive damage when they're up close. And then of course, you've got the hybrid characters like returning characters Superman and Batman, who have both up close and ranged capabilities, making them a lot more versatile than some of the rest of the cast.
Well, that's because they're bland characters. They're basic. Like if you're playing Injustice or Injustice 2 for that matter for the first time, you're gonna go to Batman or Superman because you don't know any of the other characters just yet. You don't know what's your where you're gonna gravitate to. So if you're gonna pick Superman or Batman, you're gonna know like, okay, do I like being close up? Do I like being range? And you go from there.
No matter what your playstyle is, you're probably going to find one or two characters in Injustice 2 that is catering to what you're looking for, and that's definitely a good thing, because in a lot of cases, fighting games only have one upper class echelon of character that really dominates, and in this case, in Injustice 2, at least there's a big variety of gameplay. Now, there's some returning mechanics from the original Injustice that everyone's going to like, including the wall bounce and ground bounce combos, leading to big juggles that everyone's going to like, including the wall bounce and ground bounce combos.
Ground bounce? I thought for some reason I thought he said groin bounce, and I was like, what the fuck's a groin bounce? But he said ground bounce, but he see, this is why he should not do this robot voice, because you mispronounce words. Because you're not breathing, you're just kind of like saying things and you're gonna mispronounce stuff because you're kind of like rushing through your sentences.
Leading to big juggles and additional damage, mix-ups, and the like. There's also the dodge mechanics that you had in the original Injustice, including being able to push block someone away, as well as the clash system, so that if someone is hitting you with
again, I know I say this in every review, but like, it's weird. Like, his earlier reviews were the best ones because he was able to say how he felt about the game. Like, genuinely, like, his opinion felt genuine in those older reviews. Then, like, 2014, 15, like, around that time, when he did the Hateful Truth on, not KO Gaming, TSP Gaming, Jesus, the King of Hate Vlogs, there we go, he kept, like, saying, we're playing Splatoon, and it doesn't sound right. Now, it's, like, the completely other direction, and it's just... I like the older reviews. I don't like this voice he does. This sounds so forced and fake.
Combo near the end of the round, you can actually create this physical clash on screen. It has that little wager system where you use some of your super-powered bar in order to decide whether or not you're going to win the clash, and then either someone deals damage or regenerates some health, depending on who actually wins it. So all those things return from the original Injustice. You might say, well then what's different about the combat of Injustice 2? Quite honestly, not a heck of a lot. In fact, there's very few things that have...
The one thing I will say that is better in Injustice 2, that it's a huge improvement, is it's a lot more smooth. It's smoother. Like Injustice 1, I liked that game, but it felt clunky to me. The fighting felt a little whatever. It just felt like NetherRealm tried to be like a Street Fighter fighting game while mixing Mortal Kombat's combo system, whatever. But I think Injustice 2 kind of found a good balance. It feels more seamless. It feels quicker, and that's what I like. I mean, even Mortal Kombat 10. I like the speed in that game a lot. And 2, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect in how smooth and seamless the motions are. Like, I've played Injustice 2 way more than any fighting game. Like, it's rivaling Skullgirls, to be honest. And I love Skullgirls. You know me and my Skullgirls, but this game is rivaling how much I'm enjoying these fighting games.
Actually been changed from the original game, with a few exceptions. Number 1, in Injustice 1, some jump attacks would create this ground bounce juggle state, almost like your character was made purely of rubber. It was really weird. If someone just lands a neutral jump punch, all of a sudden you're bouncing on the ground and they get this gigantic combo based off of it. That was eliminated, thank goodness, because honestly, I do think that it was quite silly. Number 2, there are more ways than ever to dodge around the screen. In particular, a lot of these characters now are based on range and keep away, such as Deadshot and Dr. Fate, so the game gives you more maneuverability options. For example, you can now double tap forward and press the meter burn button in order to get a frame of invincibility that forces
oh my god.
and so the game gives you more maneuverability options. For example, you can now double tap forward and press the meter burn button in order to get a frame of...
What the fuck? What the fuck? How... He claims he proof watches these videos. I fucking doubt that, because if he listened to this, why would he be okay with stumbling over his words? Like, Jesus, come on.
Invincibility that forces you through whatever is on the screen and dashes across the map. So it's good because if you're getting zoned
like,
through whatever,
I want to hear that again.
Meter burn button in order to get a frame of invincibility that forces...
that frames of invincibility. Like, what the fuck?
Forward and press the meter burn button in order to get a frame of invincibility that...
get invincibility frames. Like, what? Oh my god, just... Stop with these robot voices!
Forces you through whatever is on the screen
and
dashes across the map. So it's good because if you're
3
getting
minutes
zoned
and
by
we had
someone
2
who's spamming
stutters
bullets
here.
Or using a bunch of magic to fill the screen
Not
with their
stutters,
projectiles,
but
you can
stumblings,
sacrifice one of your meters to dodge through and get close to your opponent. It is a useful tactic, and it's definitely warranted in a case where a game here has characters based solely on projectiles. And it's definitely warranted in a case where a game here has characters based solely... Useful tactic, and it's definitely warranted in a case where a game here has characters based solely on...
Am I the only one who's like baffled at that? Can you hear that again?
Useful tactic, and it's definitely warranted in a case where a game here...
In case where game here... Warranted in case where game here... Oh my god, dude, I don't think he does any... I don't even think he does... There's no way he takes 5 hours to make this review. He probably takes like 2, maybe 3. Like, there's no way the audio part of the review takes a lot of time. If he stumble 3 minutes and he stumbled 2 times through his sentences, he then said this weird fucking sentence that I really don't know if it's like, if I'm missing the context or whatever, but like, warranted game here, like what the fuck is he talking about? Oh my god.
Has characters based solely on projectile spam keep away.
Game here
in addition, there's more ways now to escape from combos, including just dropping out of the sky for the expense of a meter. It's kind of jarring the first time you see it because it's not how you used to do it.
You could tell he was rushing this review. There's no way he took his time making this review. He was fucking rushing it.
It actually looks really funny with characters like Grodd, but for the most part, it's not how you used to do it in Injustice 1. It actually looks really funny with characters like Grodd, but for the most part, it's a pretty effective system. So these additional things that were added into the game engine, combined with the original game mechanics that worked, make the game engine of Injustice 2 a pretty successful one and a pretty fun one. Now, the other new mechanic of Injustice 2 is the new equipment system. This is a system by which you earn loot via either winning matches online, participating in various game modes, or opening up mother boxes, which contain all kinds of goodies inside, including in-game currency.
I kind of hate how long it takes you to go through each mother box, and I kind of hate how there's so many tiers of them. Like, Overwatch did it better. I don't, but of course, money.
Well as pieces of the equipment. How the equipment works is you'll earn it and you'll be able to equip it to your character, and immediately your character will change physical appearance. Maybe you have a new visor or helmet or a new piece of armor for the body.
The thing is, I like that you can earn gear by playing the single player, and so far with the mother boxes, I haven't been getting like complete garbage for some characters. Like at least I've been getting stuff for the characters I play as from them, so it's fine. And they're not that hard to get. They're pretty easy. If anything, you could like hoard them easily. But I just don't like that it's in a fighting game. It's just weird. Like Overwatch has a loot box system, but it's like cosmetic shit. I mean, this stuff could be cosmetic technically if you do ranked matches only, if that's all you care about, but, you know, whatever.
Pretty cool because at all times it feels like as you play, you're actually earning an evolution of your character as their appearance changes, and you actually have the ability to make certain physical appearances appear on higher ranked pieces of gear.
And I'm going to say this right now, the one thing I fear with this system is that it's going to be with NetherRealm forever. Mortal Kombat 11 will have it. You watch, it's gonna have it.
Like the look of a particular one, it's a pretty neat system. Now the other part of the gear system are the stat buffs that these pieces of gear give you, including having increased strength, increased defense, having your abilities be better, or even having the ability to maybe get an alternate move. And I know that sounds really weird in a fighting game that a character could unlock an alternate move, but it is possible in Injustice 2 to have a special move actually be completely changed or even gain a new one dependent on the gear that you equip to your character, so it's pretty neat. Now there's also other things like experience bonuses and the like, because as you play you do gain experience points which unlock more in-game currency and more goodies for your characters, and so the game has a great leveling system based off of this gear system that wants you to keep playing and gets you feeling like you're hooked on the game.
Like the leveling system does keep you hooked, and it does a good job at it too, because you get a lot of stuff out of it for leveling up, and it's just kind of fun to do it too, because you get gear, you get like, you know, it kind of feels like an RPG in some cases. Like when doing the online, we do some like the multiverse stuff. There's like level based missions there, which I kind of like. I like that kind of stuff because it makes the offline stuff more fulfilling and fun. Like it gives you enough incentive for you to want to do the offline stuff, while like in Street Fighter V you're not going to be doing the offline stuff at all. You're just going to be focusing on the online. That's it. That's the only thing I don't like about Street Fighter V. So
you want to keep going because you're always going to be progressing. Now, the good news is the gear system is not mandatory. Yes, you can equip gear to your character, but no, you don't have to participate in those stat boosts or those experience boosts or a new special ability. Admittedly, it could be pretty cheap if someone who had tons of free time got to play Injustice 2 more than you, equipped a ton of equipment that made them doubly powerful and have double defense, and now it's like an uphill battle where you have to be twice as good as them to beat them online. Luckily, the game has modes where the equipment is not mandatory, including ranked matches where the equipment is there, but it's only there for a physical appearance, and the stat bonuses do not take effect whatsoever. But
he could have just said, oh, in ranked matches, the armor abilities are turned off, and the armor is just there for cosmetic purposes, and move on from there or something. That sentence is just so convoluted with words and descriptions, like it's just kind of filler.
One major gripe I do have is the lobby system, because when you're in a lobby, there is no mandatory way to set up a room to say that there should be gear enabled or not. So when you're starting a match, you have the ability to either disable it or enable it. If one person agrees...
I kind of agree with that. The people should be able to make a room and just have it gear system turned off. They're probably gonna patch that in. They're probably gonna like patch that feature in. There's no way, or at least I hope there's no way that NetherRealm was not gonna do that, because it's fucking shitty. Because I do agree with DSP on that, where if you want to do a match like with viewers or randoms or whatever, and you don't want the gear system to be in the match, and that person doesn't want to turn it off, that's kind of shitty. I mean, to me personally, I either would have just dealt with, I would still deal with the fight, I would still have the fight or whatever, or I would just say, I don't want to play with the gear on, sorry, and then just quit. You know, and then leave it at that. I wouldn't do what Phil did in that one video where he was like, "Oh, look at it, it's so good. Oh, I'm fucking angry," and starts throwing a pitch fit about it. I wouldn't have done that. That's kind of like a little bit overkill, and that makes you look like a poor sportsmanship kind of guy. It makes you look like shit. He should have just said, "I don't want any gear," and then just leave the match and leave it at that. He didn't have to throw a tantrum about it.
They want it off and the other person wants it on, by default the gear stays on. Therefore, the entire lobby system for player versus player matches is flawed, because a lot of the times you're forced into matches where people are completely overpowered. This happened to me a few times where a character would hit me twice and deal like 60 to 70% damage, and I was like, that is ridiculous. Obviously, I wouldn't want to play this match. It's completely overpowered. It's not fair. But sadly, that's how they decided to set up the lobby system.
Man, that was a little bit of a defensive mode because he clearly referenced the Bane match.
So, if you don't want to participate in the stat buffs and stuff...
Doesn't want to show the match because it shows him acting like a baby. Because he's just like yelling at the mic, clapping, standing up, yelling, "Standing ovation!" Dude, that was kind of unbearable to watch. I couldn't believe he got that fucking mad. Like, yeah, it's shitty that he kept that OP gear on, but I would have just left the match quietly, or just said I don't want to play a match with gear on and leave it at that. He went on this whole tangent the next day in a pre-stream where he says, "If you're gonna put gear on, I'm gonna ban you," and he did all this shit, and it's like, dude, just fucking leave the match if someone doesn't turn it off. Then just leave the match. Come on.
When it comes to the equipment system, stick to ranked matches. Everyone else who tries player matches or lobbies, you have a chance you're going to have to be using them anyway, and that kind of sucks. So now let's talk content and game modes, because NetherRealm is well known for putting tons of content into their fighting games, even though a lot of other fighters in this day and age focus primarily on competitive online play. It's certainly not the case with Injustice 2, and that's a welcome thing. First,
yeah, like King of Fighters 14, that focused just on online, right, Phil? Huh. Come on.
There is
the only game that people can that I can think of off the top of my head that is purely online is Street Fighter V. That game is basically online only. There's no survival sucks. It's boring. You get bored of it pretty quickly. Story mode is garbage.
Very in-depth story mode to Injustice 2, which directly follows the plotline of Injustice 1. It actually has some alternate choice stages where you can choose to either play as one character.
The one thing I didn't like about the story mode that I was really disappointed and confused about was in Injustice 1, there were a lot of QuickTime event segments, like, oh, press square and this and that would affect the match. I liked that. And the story mode, they didn't do it in this game, which is kind of shitty, but whatever.
Another during this one-on-one fight, and it's really neat to be able to have variety and have that control rather than just being forced into fighting with a certain character throughout the entire story, which is pretty much par for the course with all the other NetherRealm games up to now. At the end of the story mode, which lasts around 5 to 5.5 hours, you get a critical choice of if you want to side with one character or another, and depending on what you choose, you do different battles and you get a certain ending. After you've done that, you now have the ability to go back through the story and play the stages the other way around from the way that you chose the first time, picking the other characters and playing it from their perspectives. And once you've unlocked all of that, you can then do the alternate ending of the person you didn't pick the first time around to get a completely different scenario. It's a really interesting way to do the story of a fighting game.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I did, as I said, like that's the one thing I did like about the story was that it had two endings. I liked that a lot. But I still wish it had the QuickTime event stuff. That was pretty cool.
I think it was really well implemented. As always, the game has a lot of in-depth and robust tutorials explaining the various game mechanics and the like, and even each character has their own specific tutorial, which goes through anywhere from 6 to 9 trials explaining their main special moves and combos, and a lot of useful traits that you'll need to know in order to take them into online play. Of course, there's also a practice mode where you can mess around with combos and learn little things offline by yourself against an AI-controlled opponent. And then there's the multiverse mode, which is pretty interesting. Think of it as the challenge towers from Mortal Kombat games.
I think the multiverse is better than the challenge towers, easily, because with the multiverse stuff, you can pick like which tower you want to do, and I like it a lot more. It's more rewarding. Again, like this game does a good job making the offline content more rewarding and more substantial. Like, you have a reason to play the game offline. That is something that I love about Injustice 2, because With Street Fighter V, it didn't have it. Skullgirls Second Encore had stuff that maybe play offline, but that's like for like, you know, people like me who love that game. I wouldn't say it's, you know, for everyone, but you know what I mean.
Where you can go through a series of different kinds of challenge trials, maybe an enemy gauntlet, or maybe fighting a super boss with different kinds of things enabled, including electricity coming out of the sky, or the ground every once in a while lighting on fire or electrifying, which causes damage, or maybe gravity that's low, so there's extra bounce when you do juggle combos, or super speed or super slow. All these variables come into play in the multiverse mode. It's a lot of fun, and the thing is, it's not just there just for being there. As you play through it, you'll unlock more and more of the in-game gear. You'll also get in-game currency, which you can use to unlock.
The one criticism I have, I don't know if Phil's gonna bring it up, but I hate the level cap. I don't know why games are doing this now, but the level caps are not 100 anymore. Like, some games do it, some games do it. Like, I think Overwatch has a cap that's even over 100. Great. I hate when level caps are, like, in the double digits. Fuck off with that. Make it 100. 100 should be the minimum. Not 20, not 50. And I think the first game that did that, honestly, was Judgment. Gears of War Judgment in my memory. The leveling cap being 20 is fucking dumb. Fuck off with that.
Alternate colors and outfits for the characters, so it definitely makes a lot of sense to play the multiverse mode because you're going to unlock the vast majority of the content by doing so. It's really awesome. And now there's the new guild mode as well, by which you can invite your friends to your guild. If they join, you can now participate in a special guild multiverse mode, which is additional kind of challenge tower.
Which he didn't try out. He tried out as I'm recording this. Sorry, I kind of stumbled on that, but as I'm recording this, he is just now trying the multiverse. The guild multiverse. So, he hasn't tried it, and he reviewed the game.
Challenges. When you participate with these with your guild, you earn guild credits, which give you more mother boxes to open and more loot and more leveling, etc., etc. It's a constant system of always feeling like you're progressing in the game. It's very well implemented, and even if you never plan on playing Injustice 2 online, you're still going to find a significant amount of replayability value in the game, and I definitely recommend it, even for those who aren't hardcore competitive players.
Yeah,
but now let's talk about the meat of the game and what most people will probably be spending the most time playing in, the online play. As I previously mentioned, there's several different modes, including ranked matches, where the equipment and gear system does not have any kind of stat bonuses in effect. These are single one-on-one matches by which when you win or lose, your stats increase or decrease, and it changes your rank on the worldwide leaderboards. Then you've got player matches, which aren't so serious. You have the ability to rematch a person, and yes, you have the ability to enable or disable if you want the gear to be in effect during these matches. Of course, you're always taking a gamble because by default it is enabled, and therefore if both parties don't disable it, you're stuck into a match that has the gear things.
Slow down when you
And then
talk,
finally, there is the
come
lobby
on.
system by which you can create a room and have people come in and challenge each other in a circle. There's various game modes in here, including King of the Hill or just standard versus. It's pretty much common fare for a competitive fighter in this day and age. There's nothing amazingly new or different here, but at the same time, it is a welcome thing that all of these modes are available at launch. I mean, last year Street Fighter V didn't even have half of this stuff, so definitely NetherRealm knows what the hell. Last year Street Fighter V, same time, it is a welcome thing that all of these modes are available at launch. I mean, last year Street Fighter V didn't even have half of this stuff, so definitely NetherRealm knows what the hell they're doing. Now let's talk about
that's not a little remark about Capcom.
Quality of online play. I found it hit or miss, like I usually find for most fighting games. Off the bat, I can tell you this: I did overall have a better experience with Injustice 2 than I did with the original game. It seems like the connections overall are getting better. Now, I don't know if that's just a result of better netcode in this outing, or if people's internet at least are just getting progressively better over the years, but it does seem that more often than not, I am getting better connections than I used to, or sometimes it was just absolute slow-mo and a lag fest.
But you complain all the time about the lag. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. You go to his Twitter when he was talking about doing the rooms with other people, he said immediately, "It's gonna be lag, it's gonna have all this lag, poor connections." In the match we just watched, he even said, "Oh, I'm tired of all these bad connections." Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't have that many bad connections in this game. Yeah, okay. Which one is it, Phil? You have a lot or not a lot?
The good news about Injustice 2 is that they actually allow you to enable the visibility of the ping of the person you're trying to play in milliseconds. This is just groundbreaking because other fighting games typically just give you these stupid bars that are coded different colors like green or red or yellow, and you don't know what the hell's going to be a valid connection. Now you actually have a number statistic.
Who fucking cares? And also the number might be wrong. Because those are basically estimates. The other thing that I tell people when I go online is that, yeah, the connection at first might start like at a bad connection, but it might improve over time during the match. It's because it just goes with whatever connection is at that time. Because I've noticed that with like a lot of other fighting games, or just online games in general. Like, Metal Gear Online, I would show my connection at first would be like, oh, it's in the red. Then, like, after the round, it'd be like, oh, it's in the yellow. Then at the end of the match, it's like in the green. It's like it changes as the match goes. So I don't necessarily trust that much about the connection because it could go from best to worse or worse to best. But, you know, it's a fighting game. Online, it is what it is. I never expect to have a stable connection when you go online. I mean, there's...
And from what I found, primarily matches of 100 milliseconds or less end up being pretty damn good. You can control your character well, you can even react, you can do hit confirms, and do all the things that you need to do for it to be a competitive match. But in general, I found that most matches of 100 milliseconds or more delay end up being just a little bit on the slower side, and therefore it's going to be sluggish. In a lot of cases, I couldn't even block moves that were incredibly slow moving across the screen. It really depends on who you're playing, where they are in the world, and your own internet connection as well, but it's really good you can see the pings for the first time. In general, I would probably say about 60 to 70% of the matches I played were pretty decent, at least, with 30% pretty much being god-awful, but there's not much you can do about that when you have people worldwide challenging each other online. You're simply put gonna get bad connections. Now, one thing they implemented for the ranked match system to try to prevent you from having a bad connection that could lead to a loss that's gonna hurt your online ranking is the ability to back out or decline a match if the ping listed is above, I believe, 150 milliseconds. Sadly, I don't think this is good. I think it should have been less than 100, should have been the judgment point, because as I said, anything 100 or more seems to be just not sufficient, and if you get...
But, like, but people might not have internet as good as that, though. People might not have internet that will give them less than 100 ping. So, what are they gonna do? They're fucked, basically. I don't know, man.
Like 140 millisecond ping, chances are that the match is going to be laggy, and therefore you're going to have a chance to lose when maybe you would have won if it wasn't so delayed. So that is kind of annoying, but if you do get a high ping guy in ranked, you can deny that request, and therefore you won't have anything negatively affect your ranking, which is great. Overall, the online play of Injustice 2 works. It's functional, it's fun when it works. You are going to have frustrations, you'll have matches where it lags. This is a natural symptom of a game that was developed in the United States of America where we don't have a nationwide infrastructure of internet all owned by the government or by one.
What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh, it's great to have a fighting game developed by the United States of America. Oh my god.
Company, we've got a natural symptom works. Online play of Injustice 2 works. It's functional, it's fun when it works. You are going to have frustrations where you'll have matches where it lags. This is a natural symptom of a game that was developed in the United States of America where we don't have a nationwide infrastructure.
What?
Of internet developed in the United States of America. Have matches where it lags. This is a natural symptom of a game that was developed in the United States of America where we don't have a nationwide infrastructure of internet all owned by the government or by one company. We've got different internet lines, we've got cable, we've got dial-up, and when all that happens, everyone has a finicky or different connection. It's gonna lead to lag spikes and problems, and I really don't think there's a way any game...
Oh my god, what the fuck is that? It's fucking online play. Right off the bat, it's gonna be laggy. Even if, let's say, that everyone has the same fucking internet. Everyone has the same fucking internet, okay? Congratulations, everyone has Comcast, that great company. If I'm fighting someone from America all the way to Japan, there's gonna be natural lag because the farther away the connection is, obviously it's not gonna be that stable. Like, that's why in a lot of games, there's a filter to go if you want to do worldwide or regional. A lot of people might prefer to go regional because, you know, you're not stretching the internet to be all over the world, to be global. It makes no fucking sense. That whole thing is needless. It's fucking online. Those aren't just the only factors with lag. Lag affects because of distance and all that fucking shit. Oh my god.
Developer's going to solve this issue anytime soon. But I will say this, yes, the online play can be frustrating, but overall it is enjoyable, and I do think that the online play of Injustice 2 is improved from the first game, and that's saying something. However, as always, I do have a few gripes with the game that I'd like to bring up, one of which I already did. It's that if you use the lobby system to use rooms or player versus player matches that aren't ranked, sadly the equipment system is on by default, and you may be forced into playing with equipment that's incredibly overpowered, leading to one-sided matches that just aren't fun. I don't think that that should be the case. It should be disabled by default and only enabled maybe if both people agree. I don't know why NetherRealm did the opposite. No.
Dude. He always looks at his phone during gameplay now. That's like his thing. It's like, alright, I'm doing gameplay. Like it's worse than looking at the chat, if you ask me. I like, at least when he's looking at the chat, like he has a chance to like interact with people. He's looking at his phone all the time. Get your fucking face out of that fucking phone. Do that after you stream.
Number 2, I do have to say I feel that there's certain characters in Injustice 2 that obviously were designed for people of lower skill level and are basically lending to you doing repeat.
Okay, Dr. Fate isn't a fucking like complicated character, but he's not a simple character either. The only characters that are for like beginners are like Batman, Superman, Supergirl, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. I didn't play everyone in the cast, or at least, and none of them really stuck out. I've been playing mostly, for me, I've been playing mostly Black Canary, Supergirl. I started playing Dr. Fate. There was another one. There's another character I'm playing. I have a lot of mains in the game, but whatever. But yeah, it's a big cast. You're gonna get characters that are for the more skilled players and characters that are for the less skilled. And that is fine. I think that's fair to have in a fighting game. I think that's better to have in a fighting game because it makes it more. It allows people to focus more on the game. Like if you start with a simple character, you're gonna naturally gravitate to other characters, and that's how you start. Like my first fighting game was Street Fighter 4. First character I played with was Ken. I learned from that character and I moved on to other characters from then. I moved on to Cody, Poison, Jury, all these other characters. I started learning other characters and then I started playing more trickier fighting games. Like I played a little bit of BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, all those. I suck at those games, sure, but I probably would have played them if I didn't have a game to cater to my base needs when I start playing fighting games.
Kind of gameplay mechanics online, especially in an environment with some lag involved, that lead to pretty much unfair wins. For example, Deadshot. He has a million projectiles, and even with all the new gameplay mechanics that allow you to meter burn to dash across the screen, in an online environment with lag, he's still almost impossible to get close to. A lot of people are even saying he's worse than Deathstroke was back in Injustice 1, and that's saying something. There's also Robin, who is cool that he's in the game. I mean, we all love Batman's sidekick or whatever, but they designed him to be a kind of character with flowing...
Yeah, but that's why I feel like Robin, because he's Batman's sidekick. Okay.
Combos that are almost impossible to break through. What I mean by that is, if you know what you're doing with Robin, there are certain different hit strings that you can do with his abilities that make it like he can just endlessly attack you. There's almost never an opportunity to...
But that's on your end, though. Like, with Robin, I learned when he does that run, just jump over it. Or block. You can't knock him out of it. Like, the best thing you could do is either jump over and just do a projectile as he's running the other side of the screen, or just fucking block it and find a better opening.
break through or get out of the hit strings that he does. To make matters worse, some of these hit strings are high-low mix-ups, some of them are overheads, and if you don't know what exactly every single move that Robin can do, you're going to get overwhelmed. Primarily, Robin's been one of the highest used characters for the first week of Injustice 2, and I understand why. He's pretty much a very safe character to play with online, and unless you've played against a significant amount of Robins and you've learned all of his moves and mechanics, it's almost impossible to properly defend against.
But that's the point of fighting games. The whole point of fighting games is to learn. You're supposed to fight someone and learn their moves. It's like fucking fighting in real life. You're not, like, if you're the first time fighting someone, you're not gonna be a fucking pro fighter. You have to learn.
And it's kind of ridiculous because no other character really has this. I mean,
you're not gonna know how to fucking fight every character day one off the bat. Come on, like. It's the same thing with tier lists. Tier lists are meant to, like, give an idea of how good a character can be, but, like, you can learn a bottom tier character and be good with them. Like, I've seen a lot of good Alex players. I've seen a lot of good Bane players, and they are bottom tier characters. But I've seen a lot of them that are good, that knows how to handle other moves. You have to learn the game. You have to learn the game. That's the whole point of fighting games.
Canary, high-low. No other character really has this. I mean, yeah, Black Canary has some really good high-low mix-ups, and the Flash could be pretty confusing up close as well, but neither of which do they use the same kind of attack style. Robin has a sword, and so every attack almost looks the same because it's all just a sword stabbing at you in different directions, making it almost impossible to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do to defend against them, and I don't really get that. On the flip side of all this, there's some characters that just seem like they don't really stand a chance. For example, Swamp Thing is a really interesting character design. I like him because he has different ranged grabs, mix-ups, and tricks, but sadly...
Yeah, he's spammed that fucking zoning grab way too much. That was dumb. Come on, really?
Aren't very good. All you need to do is duck, and the grab can never hit you. Meaning that basically about 50 to 60% of the time...
Yeah, because it would be so fucking cheap if you're ducking and you do a full screen grab. Come on.
Something can never effectively touch you, while most of the other characters at least have something that can do something when a character is crouching. Swamp Thing is pretty much shot, and it sucks because it looks like they really did design him primarily around his grapples and a few mix-ups here and there, but really against most of the cast, he doesn't stand a chance. And there's actually a bunch of characters like that, where if you're facing certain matchups, for example, if you're a character that's really good at zoning, if someone gets in your face, there's almost no way to get them away from you once they start a rush down kind of tactic, and that's very frustrating. So really, you make one mistake, the match is over. I can definitely see why some people would have issue with that and say that maybe the gameplay overall should have been better designed. So I totally get that. Now, the last complaint that I have has to do with the dumbing down of fighting games over the years.
Dumbing down? Oh, okay, let's hear this.
I was at one point a professional fighting game player.
Oh, I have to edit, guys. Fucking bullshit. He had a phone call. It was a phone call, dude. Come on. Bugged phone call mechanics. But yeah, he's not. But we gotta know he's a former pro fighting game champ, guys. We have to know this.
And I played back in the day when everything was hard to control and you really had to put in tons of time in order to practice special moves and combos and...
Oh, give me a fucking break with this. No, if you're playing Injustice, like, oh my god, in the same video, he just said that with Robin, you have to learn with Robin. You have to learn Robin. You gotta learn how to fight against him because he's very tricky and this and that. Unless you know what you're doing, you're not gonna this and that. Now he's saying, well, it's very easy. It's very simple. It's a simplified game, and you know, you used to be able to take all your time to learn.
The hand-eye coordination and timing necessary to be a competitive player. In this day and age, these game developers are purposely dumbing down the controls, especially on these console games, to make it as easy as possible for the max.
It's not a fucking first-person shooter where it's like you're going from a keyboard and mouse to fucking analog sticks. It's not dumbed down at all. Get the fuck out of here.
A lot of people to jump in and at least feel like they can do combos and the like with all of the characters that they like. The problem is you sacrifice the quality of the game, and let me give you an example. By default, Injustice 2 has input shortcuts and button check releases enabled in the options menu, meaning you don't really have to complete a full motion. If it's a rounded motion or if it's a tap motion from back to forward, you actually don't have to...
You use a fucking controller. You use a controller for the fucking fighting game. if you want to be like a top tier fighting game champ, bring out your fucking fight stick you paid money for and use that. He has a fight stick, uses a controller. These input shortcuts with the directional stuff is beneficial for fucking controllers because you're not using your palm to move the D-pad. You're using your thumb. So yeah, like your thumb, get this, can get tired. You might get sloppy. You might be slopping around with inputs. You're not a fucking machine. You're not gonna be able to do perfect half circles and all that shit. So yeah, some of those like button check releases, all that kind of shit it's fine. But if you want to have like a true pro experience, you're gonna be using a fucking fight stick. People with fight sticks will always have always have the upper hand. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, pro fighting game champ my ass.
Properly finish the motion. A lot of the times the game will give you the benefit of the doubt even if you didn't and still give you the move or the combo that you were looking for. And that's kind of silly because obviously you need the skill to be able to do it properly. Why is it just giving it to you like that? Now the good news is you can turn those off in the options, but I've even found with those disabled that a lot of the times I end up getting moves that I don't intend.
Because you didn't turn it off the first time, dummy.
And simply because the button inputs are so lax in Injustice 2, I almost always get the move I don't want, and that's bad. In previous
because you're probably not thinking about the buttons you're pushing. Dude, it's so obvious. Like, again, when I played against them, there were a lot of stuff, like when I did accidental, like, environmental interactions, I know why I did it, because I accidentally pressed R1. It's that fucking simple. Sometimes I do combos, if I don't finish a combo, if I just do the wrong combo, I know why I did it wrong, because I kept matching the buttons. I know why things go the way they do, because I'm pushing buttons, I might be panicking in the match, all that kind of fucking shit. That stuff affects you. You may not be thinking about it, because when you're in a fight, you're not really thinking much about what inputs you're putting in. It just kind of happens. But that's why you get good.
It's been a lot more strict, and so it's easier to do more complex maneuvers, like go from a blocking stance immediately into a special move that you want, or immediately into a different move or a combo. And in Injustice 2, it almost seems like half the time it's 50-50 that you're going to get what you want or you don't if you're trying to do something spur of the moment on reaction, and that's not a good thing. So overall, is it playable? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. But at top levels, I could definitely see some people having issue with Injustice 2 simply because But
it's NetherRealm. NetherRealm never lasts that long in the competitive circuit. It's there for like as much as it can, and then it just kind of phases away. Like Mortal Kombat 10, like even during Season 2, that popularity kind of like tanked. Like people kind of stopped caring about it, but I mean, it still has a community. There's people who still play that game, but it's like, you know, NetherRealm games don't have lasting power.
That the control scheme, even with the button input,
it's like me complaining about Skullgirls not being a truly alive community, but whatever, it is what it is.
You know, shortcuts and everything turned off still seems a little bit too easy mode, and it should have been made a lot more hardcore, in my opinion. Whether you're a hardcore fighting game fan or just a casual who likes to enjoy the offline content, Injustice 2 is a game for every kind of gamer. It's got tons of fan service for DC fans, it's got lots of unlockables and things to aspire to by repetitively playing the game and unlocking new modes, challenges, and equipment. The online play is pretty solid, there's a wide variety of characters that lend themselves to different style of play, and even though it has a few flaws here at launch, undoubtedly this is pretty much one of the best fighting game launches of the past few years, and I definitely enjoy the game. It's a strong recommend for me, especially if you enjoyed Mortal Kombat or the previous Injustice. It's a no-brainer. It definitely is a game that you can tell NetherRealm put a lot of time and attention into for putting as much content into it as they did, and it is a very welcome thing. Again, with games like Street Fighter V coming out bare bones, NetherRealm said we have to be sure to make sure that our games are well polished and have tons of content at launch, and it definitely has that. Injustice 2...
NetherRealm doesn't give a shit about Capcom. Whatever.
I give an 8.5 out of 10. I feel that if just a few more balance issues were in there, if maybe the equipment system wasn't mandatory in player versus player matches, and a few other things, I think the game would be a lot better. But overall, it's a really robust gameplay experience with a ton of content. I strongly recommend it, and I think that you should check it out.
Okay.
Well, that's it for my review, everyone, and if you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a like here on YouTube, as well as subscribing to KO Gaming for lots more of this style of video coming up in the future. In addition, please check out the video description for a link to a few of my playlists of various kind of raw gameplay of Injustice 2, in case you'd like to see how the game performs for itself. And also, please check out a lot of the fun links there, including my Teespring store, as well as my Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time right here on KO Gaming.
KO Gaming. Video out for 12 seconds and already dislike. Oh man, wow, dude, people dislike the video, wow. Some angry ass people in here laugh out loud, more to life than complaining about someone's YouTube videos. Good review video. Good review, DSP. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's look at the comments. Let's take a look at this. Some angry ass people in here laugh out loud. More to life than complaining about someone's YouTube videos. Well, but there's more to life. Okay, black, red. You're a pretty angry person about those people. There's more to life than complaining about someone's YouTube videos. Deadshot, a character known for guns, has a lot of projectile attacks. Outrageous! How dare another realm do such a disgraceful thing? It's not that. Okay, look, personified persona. That's not the issue. The issue with it being disgraceful, the projectile attacks, is that there's no good combos with it. It just kind of feels like the guy could just do the bullets and then just win. But So the game is made for plebs, not ultra fighters, not ultra fighting game masters like yourself, because they put input shortcuts in, but they allow you to disable them. You haven't been professional fighting game player for over a decade. Give it a rest. I think ARMS for Nintendo Switch is going to be better, honestly. Sure. Sure it's gonna be better, okay. Phil is a former fighting game tourney champion. He knows what he's talking about. He's most qualified. Okay. Is it? Oh my god. They even put Dark Side. The game. For fuck's sake, has to know a bunch of the man's correctness. Basically, this game is made for DSP. Oh my god, for some reason I almost thought this was a genuine comment. Oh my god. He gets a like for that. Really, you think Robin's overpowered? Laugh my ass off. The game barely has been up for a week. You're not gonna learn the fucking game. Oh my god. Matchups, yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. He's a beautiful baby. A lot of negative shit on here. Don't hate Phil because he's a beautiful baby. DSP gives oh my god, Injustice 2 an 8.5 out of 10. That's a very generous score from the King of Fighters. Let's hope the devs up their game for third game and making it a 10 out of 10 game that actually meets some challenge out of DSP. DSP for life. Good review, main. Yup. These comments are something. Alright. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.